What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel again. We are back at our favorite location, Jason's Deli, meeting up with our architectural designer, Stephen Broussard of Studio Broussard. We are going back in again and ripping apart this plan and completely changing up this design. We've got a mock-up that we put together for Stephen. Actually, a couple mock-ups. There's one here and there's one here. Actually, I can't take much credit for it because my wife is responsible for putting this together. But we'll get into that here in a minute. Before we dive into the video and get all the way into it, do me a huge favor, hit that like button for me, guys. Also, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel, guys. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so if you've been following the channel, you know that we bought 2.7 acres of land out in the countryside, and we are designing our custom dream home to build on that land. Throughout this process, if you've been following us, you've seen us go from a 1.5 story design to a 2-story, down to a 1. We went, at one point, the house was like 6,500 square feet. Then we got it down to like 5,500 square feet to 53. I mean, it's all over the place. Yeah, and so what we've tried to kind of mold and kind of shape this house into exactly the kind of house that we want. And, you know, it takes time. It's not something that happens over. I think really the only way that you can have an informed opinion in terms of making these types of decisions is if you go and visit other homes.
There are a lot of things that we saw other builders, you know, and designs that they've done in their homes. So things that we like, and then we actually took it and incorporated it in our plan.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you have to walk spaces to kind of get a feel for how it makes you feel when you walk through the space. You know, the ceiling heights, the width of the hallways, things of those nature. You can only get that experience by just walking other houses. We are over a year into our process of designing the home. I mean, we started with the architect in November. Was it 22? Yeah. Okay. So November of 22, right? So we're like a year and 4 months, year and 5 months, give or take, in the process. So as you can see, it takes a while, but I can't stress enough how important it is to take your time and get your plan exactly how you want it, right? Because again, this is one of the biggest investments you ever make, and this is something that you will definitely it'll come to bite you if you don't give it the time that it deserves and really think about it and be thoughtful about every single decision that you make. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry to make decisions, because I guarantee you, the moment you rush a decision, you'll look back on it later down the line and you'll regret that decision that you made. There'll be something that you wish you would have done differently, right? Gone this direction versus that direction. So anyways, we're at a point now where we really feel like we're getting close to what we really want out of this thing, and there's just some more tweaks that we need to make in order to get this thing exactly how we want it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the last time that we're going to touch this thing, and we will then be ready to move on to the next phase, which of course will be elevations and structural plans, right? So my wife put together a mock-up right here. I'll show you here on the camera of a plan that we really like. I think I had it upside down. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we have a mock-up here of a plan that we really like. And what she's done essentially is she's taken a plan that she found through her internet searches, and she's kind of mated it and kind of like meshed it together with our existing plan, right? And so our plan today is to meet with Stephen, our designer, and go over those plans those changes we want to make, and have him sketch those out. And we'll show you the process. We'll have Stephen do our sketch session. I'll make sure I get the sketch session on camera so you can see the process from start to finish. At any rate, guys, enough talking. Stephen is on his way in. All right, guys. So Stephen just came in. So Stephen's we're gonna sit down here and chat with him. Say hi, Stephen.
Hi, how are y'all doing?
So, guys, by the way, if you are in the market for a killer home designer, architect, Stephen's your guy. Make sure you reach out to him. Stephen, how can he get in touch with you?
281-620-9360 or my website, studiobroussard.com.
All right, guys, you heard it. So
All right.
we're gonna turn this camera around and get to business, get to work here. Enough talking. So, guys, stay tuned. Do not touch that dial, guys. We'll get you that content so you can see exactly how we did this, all right?
That's underneath the cabinet. Actually, that does work okay. It could shift where this is on the aisle of circulation. There might be some value, but that makes this wall kind of wonky. I think the fridge is going to want to be right here at this end. Putting the pieces together.
So Stephen is currently going through the process of working through some of the planning and location of the rooms.
So once I do that, then this is cabinets. I'm not sure that balance matters. In all likelihood, this will be a built-in fridge, like clad in cabinetry.
Right.
So the dimension will be approximately the same.
Right.
That's why I wanted to do it this way, so you could see
exactly
the relationship.
Right. I think that's what we're going is we want to create that. We want to create that almost, like I said, like motor court.
I get you. I mean, we could easily, make it bigger. We could easily bump the room, right? So that becomes the gable, that becomes the gable, and that becomes the gable.
Right.
I set that up. I just line the door up with that wall.
Okay.
And that gives you more like 22 feet, which sounds like more like what you were wanting.
Right.
It's more private than like 12.
Exactly. This is an extremely important part of the process to make sure that your floor plan flows as appropriately as it should. First, you also want to make sure that the spaces all work with one another. The placement of where the entrances are, openings, all those different things, right?
So just in this scenario, that's the simplest, cleanest way.
Right.
I think this hall gives us that extra projection.
Yeah.
So, and then we create the separation between the two, but we do have a lot more hall.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. right, guys. So that is a wrap. We just wrapped up our design sketch session with Steven. I think we worked out some of the issues that we needed to work out. We were able to, in Steven's eyes, we literally redesigned the whole house. Yeah, we redesigned the whole house. So 2 or more hours of just, grinding it out with Steven, working through each and every individual part of the house. I really like Steven's approach. He really breaks down the house systematically in segments and sections.
Yes.
So he'll start with one section of the house, kind of work out that design area, and then he'll make sure we're happy with what we see, and then he'll move on. Yeah, he'll move on to the next section, and then essentially what he has is like 4 or 5 individual sketches that he pieces together like a puzzle. And then he shows you like, okay, here's all the pieces together to make up your whole house. Steven's really patient, and he takes his time and really, gives us the opportunity to express our thoughts, and then of course he also has a gentle way of kind of nudging you to make the right decisions about certain things. He always says, hey, it's your house. I'll design it however you want to design it, but here are some of my recommendations and thoughts that I think you should consider before you make that change, or before you add this or take this away or what have you. So we're always very helpful, very thankful for that, and appreciate his guidance as well. So, but anyways, on our next video, of course, we will be getting those plans back from him. We'll go over the changes with you guys, share what we did, and you'll get a chance to see the plan. We're expecting the square footage to grow a bit. So just coming into today's conversation, the plan was currently sitting at 5,400 square feet. We anticipate that the square footage is going to grow at least by another probably 300 or so. Now, there were some instances where we trimmed square footage, but then we also added square footage. So who knows? It may be a wash. We did also add a garage as well, so we went from a 4-car to a 5-car. But anyways,
and our new design also allowed us to have a motor court.
Yeah. So
if we park our cars behind the motor court, we should be fine.
Right. Yeah. So that motor court that she's referring to is essentially a motor court is a private parking area motor court, right? So that is something that I think is going to be great for us to have on this new place. But anyways, guys, so we'll like I said, we'll be updating you soon with the new revisions, the new plan, but in the meantime, guys, we appreciate you tuning in to our channel. We appreciate all the support. On your way out, do me a favor, if you haven't already, please hit that like button for me. Also, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to our channel, guys. But we'll see you next time. Thanks. Take care. Bye.